finally got a chance to see Highest to Lowest in theaters. Of course, I say this now that the film is available to stream on Apple TV Plus, but I wasn't going to miss out on the new Spike Lee joint on the big screen. This is notably a remake of Akira Kurosawa's High and Low, which itself was an adaptation of Ed McBain's novel King's Ransom, but this time focusing on a music mogul in NYC. Although, curiously enough, this isn't the first time a reimagining of High and Low did a relocation to New York City. I believe Steven Soderbergh and Ed Solomon made a miniseries that came out on HBO Max back in, I think, 2023. I don't know how that one slipped by me. If anyone's seen that, let me know how it is. But going back to Spike Lee's film, what this does that really appealed to me is that it's one of my favorite kind of movies, which is the kind of movie where the overall story essentially acts as a metaphor for the filmmaker's concerns and anxieties about their place in the world and the current media landscape. Denzel Washington plays the music mogul in question, and he's dealing with a corporate buyout at his record label, which is built on this foundation of propping up black voices, and he's concerned that the legacy of this company is going to get scrubbed away. And it also kind of touches on this idea of the continuously evolving way that people make and engage with music. His character is vocally against AI. He just doesn't see it as the future, or at the very least, he doesn't want it to be the future. There's even a line that's spoken in the film, "Attention is the new currency," because in an age where short-form media is king, you have to do everything you can to get people's attention, and once you do have it, you have to capitalize on it. But Washington's character believes that, and what I think the film is ultimately trying to say is things like that will only serve you in the short term, right? Because what keeps people coming and what builds a legacy is your integrity, it's your ideals, and whether or not you're someone who actually walks the walk, because people can tell when you're just all talk. It seems kind of obvious to me how some of these ideas must have spoken to Spike Lee as an artist, who is, on one hand, one of the most vital and essential American filmmakers of all time, and on the other hand, someone who has constantly been dealing with periods in his career where he's had to struggle or face compromises and get this firsthand look at where the industry is going, how it's evolving, and I'm guessing that he thinks it looks pretty bleak, but I think that he believes the struggle is ultimately worth it, because at the end of the day, he can say that, you know, he got to make a statement, he got to be himself, and he got to express his artistic sensibilities and his ideas in a way that is honest, which I think is something that every artist ultimately wants. But aside from all that kind of like heady stuff, the film is actually a ton of fun. Once the story really kicks into gear with the kidnapping plot, Lee really plays with the form in the way that he usually does, and it's awesome seeing him work on something of this scale again. There's some really cool filmmaking choices. There's an incredible set piece in the middle of this that involves a cash drop-off, and you have a ton of great performances all around, including some really stellar work from Washington. I don't think it's possible to overstate just how unbelievably good he is as a performer. The way he commands the space around him is something that is truly unmatched. So in case it wasn't obvious enough, I did really enjoy Highest to Lowest. I think it's a wonderful film. I think it really should have gotten a wide release because it plays great with a crowd. The people in my audience were just having a blast with it. But it is available to watch in the comfort of your own home now on Apple TV Plus, so there's no more excuses. So those are my thoughts on Highest to Lowest. If you've seen the film, feel free to let me know what you thought of it in the comments.